What is up, lads? How's it going? How are you getting on? And welcome back to the channel. We've just under an hour to go until the Game Week 18 deadline, so I hope you're all well. I hope everyone's keeping well. We've got a few in the chat watching us already, so thanks for joining in. Yeah, we've just under an hour to go until the deadline. We'll try and get through as many questions as we can, and yeah, it's a bit more relaxed deadline this week. I think I've set myself up anyway from the unlimited transfers last week, but we're in good shape ahead of Game Week 18. But yeah, if you're in the chat, drop us a thumbs up, say hello to us, and if you have any questions, send them in, and yeah, we'll have a bit of crack or so for the next hour. But yeah, I suppose the first thing we'll do, we'll have a look at our Game Week 17 review. So to be honest, it was a very template team, but thankfully it turned out to be a great week. As you can see there, I suppose starting off with Newcastle, started off with a 20-point return from the two lads, Almiron and Trippier. Then on to, who was it then? Liverpool then at the half-5 game. Not sure how Nunes didn't haul now, to be honest, but yeah, hopefully now tonight he gets his goal, or at least an attacking return. Hopefully Salah as well. Thankfully it was basically a 50-50 toss between Salah and De Bruyne, and thankfully Salah came out on top. But hoping for the same again now this week. I'm hoping Salah can do the same. But yeah, and then yeah, on to that then Chelsea then the next day after. REECE James, FPL was surely back as soon as REECE James. I was just counting down the minutes because he had a decent first half, and then unfortunately he kind of jarred his knee or whatever happened to him. So 5 points missed out on that, and missed out on the clean sheet there. But thankfully Kepa came away with his 9 points, and yeah, he got his 3 saves and 2 bonus. But then on to City, I suppose. Yeah, him and Juan with Cancelo now as well, but I think he's going to be back in the starting 11 this week for sure. He was only coming back from the World Cup, whatever. But Haaland had a quiet enough game until the second half. He was just very clinical. A tap in for the first goal, obviously, from when Grealish passed it over to him. But then he took his second goal well. But he had a quiet game. But even saying that, like, it's crazy how good he is in front of goal. He could have got 3, 4, maybe 5 goals even 30 seconds into the game. He could have scored. But yeah, and forgot to mention then me double United attack. Thankfully, they came away with a haul. Then Rashford is looking. I was chatting to a few lads in DMs this week on Instagram. Just United look at a new team since Ronaldo's gone, and hopefully now tomorrow morning, Rashford and Martial are involved in the goals once again. But yeah, that was a 99-point week then. Lovely week, to be fair, to start off. Yeah, and we're just going to try and build on anyway this week. We've Adichie in the chat, so I'll say hello to Adichie, lads. And if you're watching the stream as well, do send in your questions, and we'll get through as many as we can. There is obviously one big question on it, or one topic that's very big this week is REECE James, but we'll get into his replacements. If you see my YouTube video during the week, I think you know what I'm going to be doing. But if we'll talk about that in a minute time. We'll get to Adichie there, but he goes, hello mate, should I transfer William to Mitrovic or James to Botman, or skip this week and play White and Andreas? Yeah, that's a tough one. I'd probably move on Wilson, to be honest. By the sounds of it, I've seen Ben Dinnery or Brent Crellin had a tweet up there. Had a tweet up there about Eddie Howard. He said about Wilson, it sounds like Wood is going to play again. So I think you're as well risky with Mitrovic. I know I don't have him in my team, but if he gets his yellow, he gets his yellow. But Southampton at home is a great fixture for Mitrovic, and then that'll save you having to bring him in next week then for the double. But yeah, I'd probably go with that. Unfortunately, you went for Wilson, but nobody knew before the deadline. And then of course Marco Silva ruined it with everyone. I'd Mitrovic in my team, and he said he wasn't looking great in training or whatever. Saying that though, he did say Mitrovic isn't 100%, but we'll see. I probably would go for Mitrovic anyway, because you'd want it from the double. I'll get into my transfer moves for this week if I'm doing any, and then what my thinking is behind the double next week as well. But yeah, that's what I'd say. Adichie, probably Mitrovic in there for Wilson. Mohammed, how's it going, man? Is worth risking captaincy with Nunes if you're chasing points? No, I don't think so. If you're chasing I wouldn't really want that. Just that's how I'm looking at the moment. Without any transfers as of yet, I've REECE James on the bench, but no, I don't think so. If you don't want to go Haaland, I think Salah's your man to go to. Nunes, just the way he was playing last week, or their game week 17. Sorry, could have been in a monster haul, is right. But no, I just wouldn't trust him with the arm, and I think he's not even a differential. What is he? 17%, 16%? Yeah, so he's not a differential, but he kind of is at the same time. But I wouldn't captain him. No, Salah, go with Salah if you're giving anyone, if you don't want to give it to Haaland. But I wouldn't bet on Haaland. There's people whispering that Haaland could be rest. I can't see it. He's had enough of a break there during the World Cup, and the Chelsea game then is Thursday. So it might be subbed off early, but I can't see him not playing, especially when Alvarez isn't even back yet. So Haaland definitely for the Ironman. If you can go differentials, anyone else there probably try and make up the ground that way. But no, I wouldn't captain Nunes. No, I wouldn't, Mohammed. Seamus McLaughlin, the form is good, man. How are you keeping? Would you start Andreas over Eriksen? Yeah, I would. It's a weird United player. I know he got the assist for Rashford's goal yesterday. Just see how much Eriksen is. What is he? 5 point something. I probably would start Pereira over him. 6.3. Yeah, reluctantly I can't play Pereira. There's I suppose you could argue Martial might just play a 60-70 again with another game, and even the cup then in the same game week 19. But yeah, it's minutes is, you're looking at solid minutes from Pereira there, but I think Martial just edges it. I know he took the penalty against City, but it'd be very interesting to see who does take a penalty if United get one. Probably going to be Bruno, to be fair. But yeah, I'd start Pereira. He's on set pieces for Fulham, and Fulham are looking great. He hit the post last week, whatever. So I think he'll miss another big chance as well. So he was unlucky not to return last week. But what is he? 2 goals, 5 assists in the first 17-18 game week. So he's a very solid pick there for 4.6. Probably would start him against Eriksen. The United game tomorrow, I'm probably being a wee bit biased with 2 United players on my team, but might be slightly tougher than we think. It might be if we score 2 goals, I'd be that's why I'm playing the 2 lads, because Martial and Rashford will surely be involved in at least one between them if United get 2. So yeah, I think Wolves looked alright against Everton. Everton probably could have took it or snuck the win last week, but then Aiton already got that. So another question there as well, actually, while we're on about that, is Bueno. Aiton already came on the cup as well. He got the winner, and then he did the same. So Bueno's place might be on a risk there. So I kind of only really have Andreas on the bench, but if I think my starting 11 are good there to start this week. So something to worry about in a week or two or a couple of weeks if Bueno's spot is gone and I need to cover on the bench. But yeah, that's what I'd say, Seamus. Good stuff. We've a lot in the chat, lads. So fair play to y'all. Will Darwin start tonight? Yeah, it's confirmed he's starting anyhow. So keep him in your team. Don't get rid of him. I think it's his game week now. This week he's going to get something. I was speaking there about a couple of minutes ago about him against Villa. Don't know how we didn't get something, but yeah, hopefully tonight's the night now. Brian, how's it going, man? Fairly set this week. I'm banking the transfer. Yeah, I think if you can at all, do for sure. That's you can see there. I've wide in my team. Lucky enough, I went wide over Dunk on the unlimited transfers, because there was talk of a Brighton double game week in 19, but hasn't been confirmed yet, or 20 could have been. But yeah, thankfully I went wide over Dunk, and that's why he's in there. I can afford to bench James there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having the 2 free transfers, I suppose. Then next week I'm as well show you my moves if while we're chatting here. But just looking at the fixtures then for next week, you can see the 2 lads doubling there, Chelsea and Fulham. So it's probably just going to be a straight swap, Martial to Mitrovic, and then depending, wee bit of a differential. I'm gonna guess he is. I can't imagine he's owned by too much. Probably 5 or 6%. And then this man, then Kai Havertz, if 7.8. So he's even a nice bit. I'm saving a nice bit of money there. So that's what I'll be looking at next week then for the double. That'll be with 2 free transfers. I'm just gonna get out of that before there's any messing going on, in case I hit any button by mistake on the stream and ruin the week. But yeah, that's what I'll be looking at next week. Good man, Brian. Yeah, no, if you can save the transfer, definitely do. Thoughts on keeping KDB over Salah? Worried about missing another haul if KDB doesn't start. I think he should be sound to start, to be honest. Yeah, it was a 50-50 toss up, to be fair, but I spoke a lot in my videos why I went Salah over KDB, just with having covering Haaland, and then Salah being on penalties, and with injuries to Firmino, Jota, Diaz, whatever. Salah was always going to be the kind of main man for Liverpool. So yeah, that's why I went Salah. But to answer your question, you kind of have to stick with your bet now. If you've gone with De Bruyne, you kind of just have to keep him and hope he plays. That being said, that's going to be a tough watch for you tonight now against Leicester for Liverpool, because Salah could easily score a couple or be involved in a couple against Danny Ward. I know he was good before the break, but just watching the highlights against Newcastle, Leicester were pretty poor now. Maddison out as well. I think Vardy is out as well, if I'm not mistaken. So Leicester could be in trouble tonight, and just hopefully my two Liverpool players capitalise on that. But I think you just need to hedge your bets, because then game week 21, we'll just get Haaland up there. Game week 21, I'm fairly certain I'll be probably moving. When is it? 20? Yeah, sorry, game week 20. Is City's double, and I'll probably be going Salah to KDB then. So just because you started off with KDB, I think you're just gonna have to keep faith in him. Just look at Liverpool's fixture, game week 20. Brighton away, not the most comfortable fixture for Liverpool, but that being said, if I'm getting rid of Salah, he could easily score something against Brighton. So I think you need to keep De Bruyne, because you're just going to waste a transfer. Then game week 20, you'll be looking to bring him back, and it's only 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. So that's what we're saying there. Keep Zaha or move to Martinelli for a -4. Yeah, I got this question a lot on Instagram this week. I was chatting to some lad, and he was trying his best to get rid of Zaha as well. I know he was saying, or he looked like he was uninterested Zaha last week against Fulham, but obviously they were down to 9 men, so he couldn't do much there anyway. But I think I'd probably bring in Martinelli if you're kind of chasing rank, or you want to protect your rank. Martinelli is your man. He's going to save you there. So bring Martinelli back in. You probably got rid of him on your unlimited transfers, but yeah, make sure you get him back in is what I'd say there. Thoughts on playing Andreas this game week? It all depends who you're comparing him to. Say if White was my fourth defender there, I'd play Pereira over White. But I wouldn't play Andreas over Almiron or Martinelli, and Salah and Rashford are definitely playing there. Martial maybe, but no, I think United will get at least 2 goals tomorrow, so hoping Martial will be involved in that. But yeah, that's all depends. If it's a forward defender against Pereira, that's when I'd be playing Pereira. That's what I'd be saying there. Jared, would you transfer James to someone or roll the transfer? No bench options, invest the guard. Yeah, that's the kind of sticky one you're in there. Jared, there probably go for or take him out. Yeah, you've Shaw, you've Botman. If you want to save money, if you want to double up on Newcastle, White there as well, and Gabriel. So yeah, I'd probably move him on, to be honest, because your subs don't look great there. Even Cucurella, if you want the double for next week also. Yeah, so plenty of options there. That's what I'd say anyway. Human Era Endaha, good man, fair play to you. Good Irish there, good man. Michael, should I sell Darren for Mitro, or is that reaching? No, I think you need to keep Darwin there. He's confirmed to start tonight anyway. So you'd be sure to be hoping he's involved tonight. But gives you another week then to reassess if Mitrovic gets his yellow today. Hoping he doesn't. But yeah, so that's only a risk if you bring in Mitrovic this week. He's always a chance of getting a yellow next week, and you'll have to transfer him out. So one more week with Darwin won't cause any hassle to you. And I'm really hoping he gets something. Even an assist tonight is all I'll take. Just something, just because after that Villa game it was terrible. It was just horrible to watch that game when he could have hauled. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sean Luca, good to see you, man, in the chat. Fair play to you for tuning in. Anyone in the chat, lads, I know we've not a massive turnout today, but get onto Sean Lucas' channel and give him a sub. He's a sound man and an even better keeper. But yeah, give him a sub, lads, and support his channel. But what's he saying? Thoughts on triple captain and Yerry Mina? Maybe not for FPL tips, don't be asking him that, but for real life football, do. But Yerry Mina, no, get him out of your team, Sean. If you have him in there, no, that's. I'm gonna assume that was a typing error or not a correct, but no, good man, Sean. Fair play to you for tuning in anyway, good man. John Lanigan, Bueno or Castagna off the bench for James. Would rather save the transfer. Yeah, Leicester play Liverpool, don't they? There's always a chance of a Leicester goal if Liverpool aren't that solid. I know Villa got one last week. Yeah, probably out of those two, Castagna is more likely to get the 90, and Bueno, what was he subbed off at 59 last week, and obviously Nori, there's a big chance he gets his place back after scoring 2 in his last 2. So Bueno looks a wee bit like he's under pressure there for a starting place. So probably Castagna, yeah. If you wanna keep your transfer for 19, that's what I'd probably suggest, yeah. But yeah, that's what I'd say there. Good man, John, as well, from watching from Florida. Fair play to you. Ryan O'Mara, how are you getting on, Ryan? Hope you're well, bud. How many is Salah banging in today? At least one, I'm hoping anyway. Just so he keeps ticking over from De Bruyne. But that being said, if De Bruyne gets a start, easily could get something against Everton. But as long as Salah gets one, and if they score 2 and Salah gets 1 and Nunes gets 1, I'll take that all day long. Just something for Nunes is all I want tonight, and then I want something for Salah just so he keeps sticking over from De Bruyne. But yeah, I'm gonna say one goal and 1 assist maybe. That's what I'm gonna say. But yeah, hopefully Randy gets something tonight, and we can celebrate that over De Bruyne and be a bit less nervous tomorrow for the City game if De Bruyne is gonna haul. Saka or Foden? Yeah, I think if you have Foden, I was speaking a bit about this on Twitter during the week. If you have Foden, you have to keep him. He's got 3 in his last 4 in the Premier League against Everton. So surely he's going to be in line to start. He got 20-25 minutes against Leeds their last day. So he'd surely think Pep is going to rotate around and Foden gets a start. So if you have Foden in your team, don't be getting rid of. And especially he's got a nice record against Everton in his last 4, getting 3. So yeah, if you have him, keep him. Save you the headache if you're going for one. Probably go for Saka. If you're transferring in someone. But Brighton away is probably a tough, not the easiest fixture, I should say. But Saka is on penalties and he's guaranteed. He's guaranteed to start really compared to Foden. But yeah, if you have Foden, keep him. There's every chance if he's in the starting 11, he'll get a haul, and I think he will be. So yeah, keep him in your team if you have him. Joey Kneecap, how's it going, man? 15 in the chat, lads. Yeah, so if you're enjoying yourselves, give us a thumbs up. I hope you're enjoying the stream, and if you're new to the channel, do hit that subscribe button. We just hit 2.6k subs today, so good growth we've seen since the restart. We just hit a 100 plus subs in the last kind of week and a half. So good to show, or good to see it. The work being paying off. Yeah. So if you're enjoying the stream, please do hit that like button. We're on 8 likes at the moment. We'll try and get to 10, 15 anyway in the next couple of 10 or 20 minutes or so, and we'll see if we can push on then towards the end. But yeah, keep sending in the questions as well. Good evening from Norway. Fair play to you. Fair play to you for tuning in. Enjoy. Would you start Andreas or Trossard? I got Gabriel starting the fence. Yeah. There's 2 ways of looking at it, I suppose. I'm probably going to be biased because I've got White in the team as well, and I'd like to play Pereira, to be honest, but I can't. So you're probably in a better position than me. I think you probably start Pereira, to be fair. I know Trossard's on set pieces as well, but I can see more chance of Fulham goal than a Brighton goal, and Pereira on set pieces, corners, a few free kicks as well. There's every chance he gets something. I'm hoping he does enjoy, to be honest, because I have him on the bench. But yeah, I think he's a better shout than Trossard. Yeah, I think there's definitely more chance of Fulham getting a few than Brighton getting one. Yeah, that's what I'd say there. Yeah, I'd start Pereira there. I think for REECE James replacements, if you're really looking for one, there's a few candidates really. You've Cucurella. Chelsea do have the double next week, but that being said, it's not the nicest double really. City and Fulham. And then after Liverpool away, Crystal Palace at home. Fair enough. Yeah, just Reece James' injury was very annoying, because that would have been set up nicely for the double then with Kepa, and even this week for the Forest away fixture. But yeah, Man City home, probably not. Can see City getting a few, so maybe not there if you're looking for that. But there is a slight rumour going around Twitter that United are going to see a double in game week 20. So you have Shaw, 4.8, Dallas, or 4.9 now, he rose last night. You have 20 Man City. I can't think who the second fixture is going to be, but Shaw there, United looked a lot better anyhow. I know it's Forest anyhow, but Shaw's going to be moved back to left back. Could see Maguire coming into the starting 11. Yeah, I know he played centre back, so it was a 6-point minimum. I know he got the 2 bonus anyhow, but lucky enough for runners, he got that. Yeah, but you've Shaw on there as well. And then if you don't have Ben White in your team, you could always go for Gabriel as another player there. What is it? The game week 23 when the double. They've alright fixtures, to be fair. Newcastle probably not. You're not going to play him there, so probably need to reassess that then next week. And then Spurs away. I don't know. I'll open up this FPL team. We'll see what the story is then for a couple of weeks time. Yeah, keep the questions coming in, lads. What's me team ID? I'll just double check there. Keep the questions coming in. I know it's a tame enough deadline stream today, because we're not doing any changes. But yeah, we're in good shape anyhow. Before the double next week. Yeah. So anyone, I get a few questions always. What's this website? So FPL team, very good for planning ahead. So if I move then to game week 19 without making any moves, we've James there, but he's going to come off maybe for White. I know they've Newcastle, so I can probably see Newcastle scoring, but then I've Prayer to come in then for Almiron. Bournemouth home, Newcastle at home, so 2 Arsenal there probably. The Emirates is a tough fixture there, to be fair, for Newcastle, so could be probably clutching, hoping for a clean sheet. Newcastle will probably get one, but I just have to play Trippier as well there, because just because his ownership, he has to play there. And then Brentford away, fair enough. Probably shouldn't really be getting rid of Nunes, but depending how he plays tonight. And then we'll bring in, what's his name there, Mitrovic. So that's how I'll be looking for next week there. 3 million in the bank as well, and I get 3 doublers there with or 4 even, sorry, Kepa and goals. So I don't think it's worth doubling up for a hit anyhow for another Chelsea defender there, but hopefully we'll have more of an insight into other people who are doubling in game week 20 onwards. There's talk of United double, but yeah, that's what I'll be saying there. Ali Mundasser, how's it going, man? Who's the best option for defender other than Cancelo and Trippier? Yeah, Robbo. If you can kind of stretch to Robbo, he's your man really. Over the next few, Luke Shaw as well. If you wanna go for Luke Shaw either two, that's what you could for the next 2 games United have. But then you'll have to kind of bench him, depending if United double. You'll have to bench him in 20 and 21 for the City and Arsenal games. But that being said, he scored against United, or scored against City last season, and he got a 15-pointer. Unfortunately, I benched him. I think even benched Bruno as well. I think I played Bruno, and Bruno scored a penalty or something. I think we bet them 2-0, and Luke Shaw scored Luke Shaw scored the first goal. Yeah, so if you have the luxury to bench him, probably can, depending if United double or not. But yeah, see how the fixtures go on that. But short term gain, Luke Shaw definitely. And then you've either Gabriel, you've Cucurella for the double next week, and then Botman's a nice one as well, but it kind of blocks you once Wilson's back. They do have nice fixtures, to be fair. Newcastle, Leeds at home, fair enough. The Arsenal away, no. Fulham at home, could potentially see a clean sheet there in Newcastle, and then Palace away, West Ham at home, Bournemouth away. So one of the best defence in the league. I know Trippier has more clean sheets than they have. I think they're on 8 clean sheets overall. Trippier's got 10 because he made the two early sub appearances. But yeah, that's what I'd say there. Botman, if you want to double up on Trippier and kind of save cash, but Ali Mondasser, probably Shaw if you want kind of short term gains. Wolves and Bournemouth surely. I know don't have Shaw, so I'll be hoping United probably concede tomorrow and get a couple of, in attack. But yeah, Shaw for the next two anyway, and then if you can bench him then 2021, depending on if United double or not, and then yeah, save your cash, put it elsewhere. Then that's what I'd say. Play Saliba or Andreas. It's a tough one, Jason. I probably would lean towards Andreas, to be honest. Yeah, I'd probably say Andreas. He's on set pieces. He was unlucky not to score last game week. That being said, Brighton are at home, so you probably expect him to get one at least. I just playing white because I have to, but I'm hoping Arsenal get their clean sheet this week. But probably would lean towards the attacker there. Can you play Saliba over anyone else? Let me know. Yeah, I probably would lead towards Andreas there. Hopefully he does nothing, Andreas, to be honest, because he's on my bench. But yeah, we'll see. I wish Cucurella's a great option till 25. He I wouldn't say great. He is a good option, but then you've Chilwell coming back into the squad then as well. So it's going to be a bit of a headache for Cucurella, especially him and Chilwell are fighting for that left back spot. I know then if Cucurella does play, he's got the bonus of the corners and set pieces. Yeah, but I think that headache every week if he's going to play or not, and especially when you have cheaper options than Shaw, even Dallo coming back in for United, he was back training yesterday. But yeah, they do have good fixtures. You can see there. What is it? Forest away, Fulham away, and for the double, Palace at home, then Fulham at home again, and then West Ham away. So he is. It's just the fact that if Chilwell comes back in, you've got a bit of a benching headache, and with Tuchel not Tuchel's gone now. So whatever they say, Potter roulette. But yeah, that's the only thing about Chilwell coming back. MKTV, how's it going, man? Hope you're getting on well. If you're enjoying the stream, lads, drop us a like and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Perisic or Saliba, Taz. Yeah, I suppose you probably have to play Perisic. They're at home. Would be reluctant to probably play Saliba as well. Just I think Perisic already plays. I know they conceded 2 against Brentford, but Villa were fairly open at the back against Liverpool. So you might get a cheeky attack return from Perisic, but he's a lad I wouldn't be mad on owning Perisic just because of the bench and headache every week. And if he's rotated, you're kind of messing away 5.5 million in the fence there for a lad that's not starting. But I know the double then is it 2021 or yeah, it's not. It's 21 then, isn't it? Yeah, 21. So or 20. So it's fair enough. You as well probably keep him there in your team, but not a player I'd be mad on to keep him, to be honest with you. Because Spurs, Fraser Foster didn't look great at all last game week. But yeah, that's what I'd say there. Good rank though, 40k overall. Very good rank though. You're doing well this season. Ali Mondasser, start Ben White of Arsenal or Andrews Pereira of Fulham. Yeah, we were saying that earlier on. Probably do. That's a tough one. Yeah, I know I have to play White there, but probably would start Pereira if you're in that position. Actually, yeah. It's just I have to play White there because I have him in the team. But yeah, that's what I'd be recommending there. Yeah. But yeah, keep the questions coming in, lads. I wonder, is there anything else? I suppose a big topic really is kind of REECE James. But yeah, looking ahead then to game week 19, 4 doublers there, so not in a bad position at all there. Haaland might be time to move the armband off Haaland. We'll see how this game week goes, considering Mitrovic. The Leicester fixture is a nice one there, but there's always taking the risk then if he gets the yellow, then the first game he's going to miss Chelsea. But if I knew Mitrovic was going to play the 2, I'd start him, to be honest, or I'd captain him. But might have to lean towards Havertz then, if depending how he gets on tomorrow or the next Sunday. I think they're playing. But yeah, he looked decent against Bournemouth, and he got his goal and assist. But yeah, that's consider how I'd be lining up next week with the 2 free transfers. 3 million in the bank as well as an awful lot too. And then 20, depending if United double or not, can always can always move James out there, and then have even more money in the bank, and then maybe even Salah to KDB there also. So lot can happen over these few game weeks, I know as well. Easy could be injuries, whatever. So I think even if you're in the position to hold your free transfer due, that's what I'll be saying. What to do with Wilson? Yeah, from the talks, Eddie Howe was saying it looks like Wood is going to start. He was saying Wood did well last week. I know he got the penalty. I'd say it was very annoying if you're on Wilson, because nobody knew he was ill, like. But they do have decent fixtures, whatever. But I think it's probably a get rid to be honest. What have you there? You've 7.3 to spend. I think Mitrovic is your man to go for there. A nice fixture against Southampton, and then the double next week. You're just gonna have to hope he doesn't get his yellow. But yeah, that's what I'll be saying. You've Martial there too. There's talk of a double for United in Gameweek 20. But yeah, that's what I'll be recommending anyway. Wilson in, and yeah, hopefully we get some news before the Game Week 19 deadline if United are doubling or not. So then I'll have to probably reconsider the Mitrovic move. I could probably move out then. We'll see. Even Almiron, I know they play Arsenal next week, so you could even move him out, and depending if Brighton double as well. I'm not sure. It's 75% now, but before Game Week 17, there was a 75% chance of Brighton doubling in 20 or 21. But I think that's lowered since that. So still a bit up in the air about that. But hopefully we get some news anyway before the next deadline. But yeah, fair play for sending that in. If you're anyone else in the chat, lads, send a few questions. I'm trying to think of any differentials you could go. A few lads asked me. Kulusevski is a weird one, I suppose, as well. Just have a quick look at what ownership he is. Because that was another question someone had asked me: keep him or get rid. But the Villa game, you surely have to keep him. Yeah, 5% own. You can see on the screen there. But yeah, that's what I'd be probably saying, to keep him, and then you can probably move him on for Mount even next week when Chelsea double, or depending how Foden gets on as well, because City double in the Game Week 20 as well. So depending if Foden looks good, but it's all a bit up in the air then with Foden then too. But yeah, any more difference? I suppose we'll look at the fixtures for this week. We'll go back to Zaha actually. Where is Zaha there? Palace, yeah. It's a tough one now. Bournemouth for Palace. He does have bad fixtures, to be fair, looking at that actually. Spurs, Chelsea, Newcastle United, horrible run of fixtures actually after the Bournemouth game. But you might want to keep him, or you probably should probably get rid of him. When there's lads banging with Rashford. If you don't have Rashford, bring him in. Obviously Almiron there as well. Yeah, there's a few asked me should be bringing back in Martinelli. Shouldn't have probably got rid of him at all. Lucky enough, I've had him since Game Week 1, so I've a lot of money built up on him, so that's the reason I didn't take him out. But yeah, I'd probably move on Zaha if you have him. Yeah, and then you have Martinelli then. Even if Mount as well, wouldn't be bringing him in this week, to be honest. I know the Forest, but or maybe if you can stretch them. I know Zaha's 7.4. But yeah, that's what I'll be saying. Whiter and Andreas Ahmed. You can see there. I have him starting because I have to start him. But Pereira. If you can afford to have three defenders already in your team, I'd probably lean towards playing the attacker over White. To be honest, I'm just playing him there because I have to. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping for there. Yeah, so if you have to play a White, play a White. But if you can afford to have your other three defenders, go for Pereira. Is what I'd be saying. 14 likes are on there, lads. So if we can get to 15, that'll be lovely. Anyhow, we've probably 25 minutes to go until the deadline. I'll keep going anyway until it slows down the chat. I know it's not too hectic this week, but yeah, keep the questions coming in anyway, and we'll keep the chat going. If you can at all, that'll be sound. Would you start Ben White or Trossard? Yeah, I nearly started off with Trossard. I wonder is Welbeck back. I don't think he is, to be honest. Let's have a look at the Brighton thing here. Yeah, so Trossard is going to play up front. He's not back till the third, fair enough. So you could argue there. Do I think Brighton will get one? Probably. To be honest, saying that, keep. I'll lean towards what I'm going to say. I'm going to stick to my guns. I'd probably play it white, to be honest. Hoping Arsenal get their clean sheet. They were unlucky not to get a dodgy enough penalty against West Ham last week that took their clean sheet away. So I think Ramsdale will be gunning for one this week. But yeah, that's what I'd say. Probably start white, to be honest. I know Trossard is going to be playing up front. I nearly started off with him last week because of that factor, but then just because they were playing Arsenal this week, that's why I didn't go with Trossard. But yeah, that's what I'd say for you there. Are you targeting anyone bringing in that you don't currently have for the double game week? Yeah, good man, Ryan. This is what I'll be looking at if anyone's coming, and we've got a few more and watching us there now. That's what I'm looking at next week. Havertz, probably Mitrovic, depending if he gets his yellow or not this week. But so there's a few others for the double. Because I already have Pereira, he'd be one lad, and then probably wouldn't be taking a hit to go for another Chelsea defender there. So no, probably not there. They're the two lads I'd be happy enough for. Mitrovic, Havertz, or Mount, but I can't really fit Mount in there, to be honest. I'd have to get rid of Rashford or Pereira. That being said, I know, sure, United play Bournemouth, don't they, in Gameweek 19? So yeah, I wouldn't be getting rid of that just for that. And yeah, Mount, he's probably going to be on penalties. Be interesting to see if they do get one today. Who's taking him? I'm assuming it's going to be Mount on penalties. But he got his goal last week. Still need to see the goal. I only seen Havertz's goal. I know Sterling was involved. But even before the break, Mount was playing very deep. So that's why I wasn't really tempted by him, but he must have been playing a bit higher up to get his goal last game week. But yeah, Ryan Havertz, Mount, Pereira and Mitrovic, and I have Kepa in the team already. Pity now about James, but yeah, that's how I'm looking. We'll see how Darwin gets on tonight, but hopefully he gets something for sure. Elliot Greeley, Roscommon for Connacht, no Leitrim for Connacht. Hopefully I might be heading out to New York for that game, but a lot of planning for doing that. Yeah, you probably think I'm from Roscommon if you watch the Boyle videos, whatever. But no, I'm from Leitrim, so Leitrim for Connacht definitely. Have to go with my own county. That being said, you probably will get to the final, but yeah, Leitrim for not even for Connacht, Leitrim for Sam. Ahmed, I've Cucurella, Trippier and Shaw as defenders. Yeah, so I decided to put in REECE instead of White. That's what I go for. Yeah, if you can afford to bench White, if you've already got your three defenders in your team, go for Pereira there. He was unlucky not to get an attacking return last week. So yeah, I'd be jealous a bit, to be honest. I can see a few goals there for Southampton. I know he's Irish, but Bazunu looked fairly poor now. I was at Lallana's goal to start off. He kind of should have called it kind of straight at him, and it went through his glove. So if he's kind of in the same form, that being said, he's a great keeper. I'm not having a go at him or having a dig at him, but yeah, I can probably see a few for Southampton. Hopefully not too many, because I've no Fulham players in that game, but can probably see Fulham getting one or two at least. Anyhow, yeah, Trossard to Mount -4, is it worth it? Trossard Mount -4, probably not. You're as well play Trossard, to be honest, because then that means Mount has to get an attacking return just to break even there. So probably not, to be honest. And then if you save your transfer, then next week you can bring in Mount. No, can you see Mount getting an attacking return? Yes. 2, maybe not. Yeah. So that means just if you're taking a hit for Trossard will surely get 2 points anyway. So you need Mount to get 6 points just to break even. So I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. Don't take the hit and then reassess next week. You're as well just wait and see if you're getting any more information about doubles or whatever between Game Week 19 and Game Week 20. So then you can put that money elsewhere. Then, depending, especially if United double, if Brighton double as well, you'll want Trossard in your team. So keep him in for that. But yeah, we'll hopefully we'll have a bit more news in a week or two. Rizwan Ali, fair play lads, a lot of questions coming in there, so keep sending them in anyway. 15 minutes till the deadline anyway, so we'll keep the chat going if you can, please. Would you say Dallo as first substitute just in case he plays against Wolves, or keep Pereira first sub? I'd probably throw it in as Pereira first sub. Yeah, I'm assuming your starting 11 is all good. If it's template enough, it's going to be similar to my team there. But yeah, Pereira first sub anyway. It doesn't really matter there. Pereira's first sub, Bueno, and James probably won't see many minutes any for Bueno. But Pereira's there. But looking at my own starting 11 there, you can see there's not going to be any issues unless anyone gets sick or that. But if they do, I've Pereira coming in. But the starting 11 is good to go there, so don't even have to worry about the bench. But yeah, put Pereira first sub if you can. Always put the attacker first over the defender. Is what I'd be saying. Tony or Mitrovic, and deducted 4 points if I put Tony in though. Yeah, Mitrovic it is. So yeah. And then that being said, then you're kind of covering yourself then for the double if you bring in Mitrovic. Just hoping he doesn't get a yellow. And then can worry about that then next week about captaining him or not. Sorry. But yeah, no point taking a -4 for a striker. That means I have to score then, and then whatever. Just gonna double check it. Yeah, it's a quarter past. Yeah, so we've just over 15 minutes. Elliot, I know you're Leitrim man. Leitrim have a mighty chance of getting the final. In fairness, New York away is unreal. It is, but I haven't even started planning for it yet. I need to see what crowd from home is going, and flights, accommodation, that. So better start saving now after the New Year's. But yeah, it'll be some crack if we get away to it. Yeah. I think it's April, isn't it? The game. Yeah. So I need to start looking at flights and whatever. But yeah, there'll be nobody left in Leitrim that weekend, I don't think. For that game, yeah. But I've heard I was over in London last year for the London game, and it was great crack. So I think going an extra mile, like an extra few miles anyway for the New York game would be even better. Yeah, but looking forward to it if I get the chance to go to it. But yeah, come on. Where are you from, Elliot? Whereabouts in Ireland? Let us know. Thank you, Era. No bother at all. Should I use Edward, who was on my bench, instead of REECE James? Probably get rid of Edward, to be honest. Let's see how much minutes. He probably got taken off early, did he? If they were down to 9. But we'll just see here how many minutes did he play. Can't imagine too much, to be honest. He didn't play any. Yeah. Probably move him out. You've 5.3. If you haven't even money, surely you can get to Solanke if that's your only option. But yeah, if you can only get to Solanke, I'd probably bring in Solanke. He's got Palace that week. But try and stretch to Martial or Mitrovic if you can there. Yeah. So should I use Edward, who was on my bench, instead of? Yeah, probably just get rid of REECE James then. If you can't get a striker in, if you can't afford Martial or Mitrovic, just get rid of REECE James for a defender, because I wouldn't be mad on playing Edward there for sure. Kepa or Pope? Oh, I think Kepa, to be honest. Trippier. It's a tough one. Yeah, that is a tough one. I know Leeds might, but Newcastle are very solid. Forest away, I think you go Kepa, to be honest. More chance. I own Pope a lot before the break, and just have a quick look there. It was always so frustrating. They always conceded like a 90th minute. Yeah, they always kind of concede in the 9 minute. Was it the Fulham game? Yeah, there, Gameweek 9. If you can see that on the screen, that was the most frustrating thing ever, because Fulham were down to 10 men. I'd Pope and Trippier, and lo and behold, they conceded in the last minute. So just bad scares with Pope. But even that's in there. That's what I was meant to say as well. Yeah, Pope gets his clean sheets if he does, but he never really gets bonus. You can see there, fair enough, a few sixes there, but no major saves. Save points there. I know Kepa, he made his 3 last week, so that's what I'd probably lean towards. Forest are fairly shy in front of goals as well. Leeds might get one from a set piece. I know I think it could be Trippier's week to shine, to be honest, with how bad Leeds are defending set pieces. But yeah, Trippier is just crazy how ridiculous he's been all year. But yeah, I'd probably go Pope, to be honest, or Kepa. Sorry, it is a toss up, but Pope or Kepa there for the potential bonus points and the potential save points there as well. That's what I'd say. El Neni, a good differential player. No, I don't know if you've seen that video. I'm surely thinking you're messing. Was it, yeah, I'm not gonna even bother going to check his price, to be honest. But he came on, was it literally 30 seconds for the West Ham game, and was just running around, and then I just seen a video on Twitter of that. But no, just Martinelli, Saka, and White, Gabriel. They're your, even Nketiah. They're the 5 Arsenal players you want if you're getting in any. Start Wilsoner, Andreas, Matthew. Thanks and Happy New Year. Same to you, Matthew. Cheers for tuning in, man. Probably Andreas. I don't want to go searching for that thing there. I don't know, was it Ben Crellin or Ben Dinnery, but it sounded like Wood is in line to start again. I wouldn't be mad on having Wilson in the team if you can afford to go for Wilson to Mitrovic or Wilson to Martial. That's what I'll be saying there for sure. But yeah. Andreas, if you want to save the transfer, probably start Andreas, to be honest. It doesn't sound great for Wilson. I can't find the exact quote, but from the way the quote sounded, it sounded like Wilson was going to be benched. Don't hold me to that, but just from the information we've heard, it sounds like Wilson is going to be benched and Wood gets his starting spot again. Was there a wild card available before the January one, Shane Finn? There was. Just last week there was, Shane, after the World Cup, or what did you say, before the January one. Yes, we had unlimited transfers last week, and you obviously had a wild card then from Gameweek 1 to 16. You had to use it in that, and then we got unlimited transfers, and now we've another one then for the second half of the season. So I don't know if John was watching, but a lad I know, he used his free hit by accident last week. He got 113 points. And he pressed free hit by accident, and now his team has gone back to the one he had before the World Cup. So easy mistake to be done if you didn't notice it, but geez, you'd feel an awful idiot. But 113 points was some week, but the fact then his team has gone back to normal would be fairly annoying, to be honest with you. So sorry, John, if you're watching. I know I was slagging you a bit in the chat, but whatever. But you had a great week apart from that, to be fair. County Derry here, good man, for plenty for tuning in. Who would you transfer REECE James if you don't have Cancelo? Can't get Cancelo in one transfer either. Have White and Trippier. If you can get Robbo, maybe Robbo. But then I was saying earlier on, Luke Shaw is probably your man. You've Gabriel there. You've White already, so there's no point really doubling. I know Dallow's coming back from injury as well, but he might be a bit too early before the deadline tomorrow. But Luke Shaw there, 5.9. He got his 2 bonus last week. Wolves and Bournemouth, fair enough then. And then if you can bench him then, 2021 is what I'll be saying there. United might get a double in 20, but hopefully we'll know in a week or two. But Wolves and Bournemouth, surely you'll see one clean sheet over those two. To the Derry man, I can't remember your name there. Scroll up a bit. JD, yeah. So go for Shaw, I think, for the next two if you've no other options. And yeah, see how that goes. Yeah, I think surely you'll see at least one clean sheet over those two games. Potentially even an attacking return if Shaw goes back to left back. I think he should move back anyway. But yeah, I hope that's alright for you, JD. What midfielder should I get for 8.4 million? All depends who you have already. Throw down a comment there, Josh, who you have already. 8.4 million. You have Rashford for the next two, I suppose. Almiron, if you haven't already, but probably do. You surely should. Yeah, you have Saka, Rashford. I'd probably lean towards Saka. You're probably going to have Martinelli, so wouldn't really double up on double Arsenal with the Brighton game. Yeah, so probably go Rashford if you don't have anything else. Foden is there as well. I know you said 8.4, but just a headache with him. Yeah, I wouldn't be going for him. Maybe the double, but then again I might be going KDB in for Salah in the double. Yeah, but Rashford I think is your top target really. It'd be interesting to see who's on penalties for United tomorrow if we do get one. I can't remember us getting one in a while. Martial took our last one. Yeah, but it'd be interesting to see if Bruno does take it or if Martial takes it. Yeah, 8.4 probably Rashford's your man. Hoping you have Almiron and Martinelli already, because their ownership is through the roof. If you haven't prioritised them, to be honest, and then Rashford then if not. Shane, it is gone. Yeah, is it gone now? It is. Yeah. You could only use it then before those weeks. Then unlimited transfers last week, and then it's a new one then now. So yeah, it didn't carry over. What rank are you, Shane? Actually, let us know if you didn't use your wildcard. You might be alright. I've heard teams are not even making transfers, and they're in the top 10k. So hopefully you're one of them or something. But yeah, that first wildcard is gone. Pogba or Thiago Silva. I'll go Pogba. Just too used to him on FIFA, to be honest. He's decent. He was decent last year. He went to muck this year, I suppose. Keep Foden or get rid for Rash. I think you have to keep Foden, Shane. He's a good record against Villa. Gonna see. I just got a notification there. It looks like the Liverpool lineup was leaked. So while I'm at that, keep throwing them in through the chat. We've 8 minutes anyway. I'd keep Foden this week, Shane. To be honest. What is this? Wouldn't be too surprised. Grand. Yeah, so there was a leak during the day, and this lad is very reliable. Says saying that there's changes from the Villa game, but doesn't affect any in FPL. So I wonder, does that mean Fabinho or something, or Henderson in for Elliott or something, or Carvalho's in or something? Maybe Carvalho in for Ox, I'm gonna say. But just the way the league lineup fella, he's saying it's not the leagues earlier on the day were saying what's that? Oh yeah, team news and takes command. Yeah, something developing about the Liverpool team. Yeah. I think it sounds like it's all right from an FPL point of view. I'm gonna guess it's Carvalho in for Ox or something, or maybe Henderson in for Elliott. I'm just gonna take a screenshot of my team now. 22 lads in the chat. Fair play to you all, lads. If you're enjoying the stream, do give it a like. See if we can get to 25 likes before the deadline. And we hit 2.6k before the stream. So if you're new to the channel, please do hit that sub. The channel has been ticking along nicely anyway since the restart. So hopefully you're all enjoying the content and appreciating the hours that go into making the content, whatever. But cheers for that, Eddie, as well for saying that in the chat. Josh, you've Martinelli, Almiron, Zaha, Trossard. Probably would go Rashford. Yeah. You're saying you're getting Rashford there, so yeah, that's what I'd say. I've Odegaard and Martinelli both starting at 11. Do you think it's a good idea? Arsenal double in midfield. No harm. To be fair, who's on your bench, Rizwan? I think you're all right, to be honest there with Odegaard and Martinelli. Ronaldo going to Al Nassr as well. Yeah, let us know what you think of that, lads. Ronaldo going. He's after kind of fecking things up for. I know he's going for the money, whatever. But not the best couple of months for Ronaldo there. But nothing yet from Fab yet. Fair. Going back to Rizwan. Sorry, Odegaard and Martinelli both starting. I think it's grand. Yeah. Arsenal look well. I mean, the last couple of games they've scored over 2 every game, apart from the Chelsea one. Yeah, fair enough. I think I can probably see Arsenal scoring twice anyway. And Odegaard is on a few set pieces and that, so he's a good lad for assisting as well. But yeah, that's what I'd say there. He's well start them, because Arsenal will surely score. Start Zaha or Trossard, probably Zaha, to be honest. If you can afford to bring in Rashford, do. But you might want to keep your transfers for next week. That's what I'd say. And enter Andreas Pereira into the place of Trossard, and I do not sell Trossard and buy Rashford, and I do not save change, and the next round remains 2 changes. If you're just asking there, should you play Pereira or Trossard and save a transfer? Probably, yeah. That's what I'd say. Benches Ward, Pereira, Castagna. Yeah, I think you're all right there, Rizwan. Play the two Arsenal lads. Yeah, that's what I'd say. Thank God the game's back on Sky tonight. Cannot for the life of me listen to another second of Gary Breen. Yeah, it was. I know Premier Sport. I was watching, or I was expecting. I couldn't find the early kick off the Spurs one on Monday, whenever it was. But then I think Premier Sports started the coverage of the quarter past. But it was. I didn't like it on Amazon, to be honest, either. I know Premier Sports, whatever it is, Gary Breen, but I just didn't like Amazon, because then it was just messing, then trying to find it on Now TV and that. But we got it anyway. Yeah, anyway. 4 minutes to go to the deadline, lads. If any more questions, 3 minutes now. Send them in. We've been streaming nearly an hour now. I know it's been a chill enough stream. So I hope I haven't bored you, kind of repeating myself over and over again. But yeah, 21 likes. If we can get to 25, that'd be great for the stream anyway. But yeah, we'll nothing too hectic anyway for today's stream. I'm just gonna make sure of the team and that locked in. Yeah, sure. Even while you're there, lads, as well, if there's my Instagram page, FPL there as well, and then Twitter there as well. And yeah, if you like the content, do drop us a follow. Try to get through as many DMs on Twitter and Instagram as possible too. Yeah, so don't be afraid to reach out to us. Send us a DM. I'll try to get back to you as soon as you can. Yeah, nothing worse than Kenny Cunningham. No, he's very boring to listen to. Yeah, I think I'm as well nearly. If you've any other questions, do send them in. I don't want to kind of talk crap for a couple more minutes if it's not needed. But yeah, Rizwan saying hopefully the Premier League app doesn't crash like previous weeks. I think we're all right today with Rizwan. It's fairly chill now. I'm just gonna double check that that's locked in. But yeah, we're good to go there. It was at Liverpool at 8 o'clock, so no West Ham or no Brentford. Just kind of text there, I don't know what's that saying, but yeah, West Ham and Brentford, no involvement there, but Salah and Darwin tonight, but yeah, hopefully I was saying Darwin gets something. If not, the fixtures are okay. Then after Brentford, Brighton, Chelsea, could see Havertz, as I was saying, coming in next week then as well. But yeah, I think the chat has kind of slowed down, lads. So I think we've just hit the hour mark now. But yeah, if any other questions, doesn't have to be FPL related, throw them in and I'll answer them if they do come in. But if not, I'll give them another minute or two, and then I think I'm as well just end the stream and head down for the dinner then. So we're fed in water before the Liverpool game. But yeah, 15 watching. Any other questions apart from that, lads? Doesn't have to be FPL, throw them in. But if not, I'm gonna hop off in a minute or two. I'm just gonna see if there's anything else regarding that Liverpool lineup on Twitter. I don't think there is. And yeah, I think last minute to go. Don't bother making transfers if you can afford not to. Yeah, Gakpo actually. What do you think about Gakpo? 8 million there for Liverpool. So nice shout there for moving on even Almiron or Rashford when the fixtures get tough for United and that. Seen a few lads benching Martial for Pereira, but I don't think that's the right option, to be honest. Could be wrong in that, but I think 60-70 minutes for Martial is enough to get a goal or an attacking return there. So that's why I've gone Martial. But yeah, Rizman, I got Robbo playing tonight. Hope he starts. He should do. Don't worry. And then Elliot, good luck for the game. We can enjoy the new year, lad, and the dinner. Fair play to Elliot for tuning in, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think that's the deadline. So lads, so we might just leave it there, to be honest. I won't go rambling on anymore. But yeah, Liverpool at 8 o'clock. Darwin and Salah still to play. So hopefully an attacker return each for those lads. But yeah, are we back before the new year, or when is? No, we're not. I don't think. No, we're not. So yeah, to whoever's left, lads, watching, happy New Year to you all. I hope you enjoy yourself if you're heading out for tomorrow night. Hope you enjoy yourself. Come on, Brian. Happy New Year to you as well. Yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Best of luck for the week, lads. Happy New Year to you all. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one, sure.